Without the festival, it's been really, really difficult because, you know, I know that things are kind of starting to open back up again, but we're still in a pandemic, and I am really afraid of exposing myself to that more than what I need to. So I just kind of live out loud and play the loudest music I possibly can in my house and in my car when I'm driving around. I dance around my living room and in my yard. I dance around in my car while I'm driving or while my partner's driving. And you know, I'm just like trying to live my best life. And at the same time, I'm also doing a little bit of my own personal research just to educate myself on some historical topics that surround LGBTQIA issues. Um, and also just talking to my friends about some of the issues that surround our community, you know. So even though it's not really a celebration in that we're at a festival, I think that taking the time to educate people around you and help them to learn your experience and help them to kind of understand what it's like to walk in your shoes is celebratory. So even though we don't have a festival, we can still have conversations with each other. We can still talk about things that are important to people in our community.
So just a little bit of context, I was 12 years old when the Stonewall riots happened. So didn't know much about it at that time. And I think what it means to me is that, and I don't think we need to lose sight of this ever, that Pride actually started out of a riot. And so even today, as we find our voices in our experience of Pride, we need to understand that that came out of turmoil. And so I believe Pride, without some kind of sense of the history of that, can be a dangerous thing, actually. And so it means to me that a group of people finally found a voice, and those celebrations came out of finding the voice and not so much just because people wanted to have a good time.
I've seen the changes that have come about over the past 40 years. When I was younger, there's no way you could get a person out in public to admit they were gay, or trans, or lesbian. I mean, basically they were told if you say it, your life is going to be over. People lost jobs, they got killed because they were different. So I've seen the worst of it, and we're slowly getting to the point where it's actually safe to be who you are and what you are without having somebody threaten to kill you just because you're different than them. And that's the most important thing, is just the diversity.
My generation, I was pretty much born from a computer. So I have the internet at my fingertips, and that's something I've had since middle school. So getting on different like message board type things, YouTube, all the educational resources that are online, it was so much easier to just see the LGBTQIA community and interact with that community and just talk to people and learn and figure out stuff for myself. And this is also the time where we have shows that feature some prominent gay, lesbian, trans, just queer characters who really take center stage, not really as like a side character who may have a couple comments every couple episodes, but real fleshed out characters that you get to see on TV. I think that really normalized what being LGBTQIA means, and I think that's something that older generations had a little bit of, but it's something that my generation has definitely kind of took and ran with, and I think that it's really, really helpful for especially queer youth everywhere.
Pride means to me is that we are almost there. We are almost there. You know, Dr. King once said, you know, we gonna get to that mountaintop. You know, we're gonna get there. You know, slowly, but we're gonna get there. It might not be in my time, you know, while I'm here. It might be way after I'm gone, but we're going to get there. Pride is celebration. It means, you know, we got the freedom. We can walk down the street and be us. You know, we can walk down the street and hold hands. You know, we can dress the way we want to dress without anyone judging, which they probably will judge, but who cares? You know, this is our day. You know, it's like, Pride to me is like Black History Month to me. You know what I'm saying? We get it one month out of a year, one day, you know, and I embrace it. But pride, I take pride every day. You know, every day I wake up and I walk out my doors, I'm having my pride. Because I walk out and I hold my head high of who I am. And, you know, and my chest can buff out just as big as the next one, you know, so that's just me. I'm just embracing it. I'm sad that we couldn't have it this year, but, you know, there's always next year, you know.
I tell you, being at Places for People, I've never been at a job that celebrated Pride Month. And that's really sad because I've been working since I was like 16, so 20 years? I've been working for 20 years, and in 20 years, prior to Places for People, I'd never had a job that spent more than 25 seconds announcing that it's Pride Month, if that. So to actually work at a job where not only do they celebrate Pride Month, but they actually take time to talk about it every single week. They talk about it. We're gonna have a Pride happy hour. So I think working for Places for People, where, you know, people are receiving the mental health care and physical health care that they need, and the company, the organization itself actually cares about its employees and shows that it cares about its employees, I think it's awesome. I think that we need more organizations like this throughout the country. We need more places that not only care about their patients, but actually care about their employees as well.